Madam President, thank you, and let me start by expressing my condolences and my solidarity with the people and the authorities of Nepal, and saying that the European Union has already allocated €3 million, and our European humanitarian and civil protection experts are already on the ground to help and give all possible support, also coordinating with the relevant member states and international humanitarian agencies. Let me also say that it is an honor for me to take the floor here today, speak on behalf of the European Union and the candidate countries Turkey, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia and Albania, the country of the stabilization and association process and potential candidates Bosnia and Herzegovina, as well as Ukraine, the Republic of Moldova and Georgia, aligned themselves with this statement. And let me also congratulate you, Madam Ambassador, on your appointment as the President of this important conference. I'm confident that your experience, expertise and dedication to multilateral solutions will contribute to its successful, comprehensive and balanced outcome. You can count on the full and strong European Union support in this regard. Madam President, let me also start on a positive note. Sometimes we need it. Less than a month ago in Switzerland, together with the foreign ministers of Iran, China, France, Germany, Russia, the UK and the US, we reached solutions on key parameters of a joint comprehensive plan of action. It has been a very important step in the process to ensure the exclusively peaceful nature of the Iranian nuclear program and the comprehensive lifting of sanctions. Now we need to build on this foundation and finish the challenging task within the set time frame. Comprehensive solution would enable Iran to fully enjoy its right to nuclear energy for peaceful purposes under the relevant articles of the NPT, in conformity with its obligations therein. An important element of the comprehensive solution will be the need for Iran to fully cooperate with the IAEA regarding all outstanding issues, including those of possible military dimensions. The EU calls on Iran to implement the modified Code 3.1 of the subsidiary arrangements to its safeguard agreements and to bring into force its additional protocol. I am hopeful that these developments will have a positive influence on the atmosphere and the proceedings of this review conference. And we all know that we need a good review conference, now more than ever. Madam President, the European Union is united in regarding the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons as the cornerstone of the global nuclear non-proliferation regime, the essential foundation for the pursuit of nuclear disarmament in accordance with Article 6 of the NPT, and an important element in the further development of nuclear energy applications for peaceful purposes. The European Union is committed to upholding and preserving the NPT as a key priority and as a multilateral instrument for reinforcing international peace, security and stability. It is important to universalize the NPT, and the EU calls upon states that have not yet done so to join the treaty as non-nuclear weapon states and, pending their accession, to adhere to its terms. Bearing in mind the current severe security environment, we reiterate the European Union's strong support for all three pillars of the treaty and call for the implementation of all commitments assumed under it or undertaken during previous review conferences. The European Union continues to promote a comprehensive, balanced and substantive full implementation of the 2010 Action Plan. We call for the assessment of its implementation to date across all three pillars. Ensuring the implementation of the 64 actions is a collective responsibility shared by all state parties. Madam President, we reaffirm the European Union Member States' commitment to pursue nuclear disarmament in accordance with Article 6 of the NPT and stress the need for concrete progress in this field, especially through an overall reduction in the global stockpile of nuclear weapons. We welcome the considerable reductions made so far, taking into account the special responsibility of the states that possess the largest arsenals. In this context, we also welcome their indications of progress in implementing the New START Treaty and strongly encourage them to seek further reductions in their nuclear arsenals, including strategic, non-strategic, deployed and non-deployed weapons. We welcome and encourage the holding of further P5 conferences on the follow-up to the 2010 NPT Review Conference, including confidence building, transparency, verification activities, and discussions on reporting. The European Union remains committed to treaty-based nuclear disarmament and arms control, and we stress the need to renew multilateral efforts and to revitalize multilateral negotiating bodies, in particular the Conference on Disarmament, looking in this regard into possibilities such as its future enlargement. Its ongoing stalemate is and remains a source for concern. We reiterate a call for the immediate commencement and early conclusions of the negotiation in the Conference on Disarmament of a treaty banning the production of fissile materials for nuclear weapons or other nuclear explosive devices on the basis of CD 1299 and the mandate contained therein. The entry into force of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty remains a top priority for the European Union, and we confirm here our full support to the excellent work of the CTBTO. The European Union notes the severe consequences associated with the nuclear weapons use. All states share the responsibility to prevent the use of nuclear weapons. In this respect, we note the ongoing discussions on the consequences of nuclear weapons, in the course of which different views are being expressed, including at an international conference in which not all EU member states participated, organized by Austria. Madam President, the European Union recognizes the serious proliferation challenges which continue to be a threat to international security and the need to find peaceful and diplomatic solutions to them. The international community needs to remain vigilant and to be ready to face up to these challenges and to address them in a resolute way. The International Atomic Energy Agency's safeguard system is a fundamental component of the nuclear non-proliferation regime and plays an indispensable role in the implementation of the NPT. We underline the primary responsibility of the UN Security Council in cases of non-compliance. The European Union condemned the nuclear tests conducted by North Korea, as well as the DPRK's threat of another nuclear test in outright violation of its international obligations, in particular under relevant UN Security Council resolutions that urge them to abandon their nuclear weapons program and return to the NPT and IAEA safeguards at an early date. Syria has still to remedy its non-compliance with its safeguards agreement by cooperating as a matter of priority and in full transparency with the IAEA to resolve all outstanding issues. The European Union calls on Syria to sign, bring into force and implement in full and as soon as possible an additional protocol with the IAEA. The European Union reaffirms the commitment to the establishment of a zone free of weapons of mass destruction and their delivery systems in the Middle East. We regret, and I personally do, that it has not been possible so far to convene a conference on the establishment of such a zone to be attended by all states of the region. We strongly commend the co-conveners, the facilitator and his team, and in particular the states of the region, for their active engagement and for the progress achieved in the series of informal meetings held in Switzerland. And we continue to support the aim of convening as soon as possible the conference on the basis of arrangements freely arrived at between the states of the region. Madam President, on the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, the European Union reaffirms its support for the inalienable right of all parties to the NPT to develop research, production and use of nuclear energy for peaceful purposes, without discrimination and in conformity with the treaty. We hope that the 2015 Review Conference supports the concept of the responsible development of the peaceful uses of nuclear energy taking place under the best safety, security and non-proliferation measures. Strengthening nuclear security is a long-standing priority for the European Union and remains an important element in facilitating international cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy. The Nuclear Security Summit process laid an important groundwork. We can and must strengthen nuclear security, reduce the threat of nuclear terrorism, and secure all vulnerable nuclear material. The IAEA has a leading role in this, and its work in strengthening the nuclear security framework is highly valued. Following the tragic Fukushima accident, it is even more urgent that all states engage in discussions about the safety objective of preventing nuclear and radiological accidents, and should an accident occur, mitigating its effects and avoiding off-site contamination. Madam President, in conclusion, let me recall that during the current review cycle, the European Union, together with its member states, supported the implementation of the 2010 NPT Action Plan, not only through diplomatic means and initiatives, but also through practical training and financial assistance, thus becoming one of the most important contributors to the strengthening of the treaty. The NPT remains for us one of the cornerstones of our policy of effective multilateralism, in accordance with our current security strategy. We are now starting a process of a wide-ranging strategic review in the European Union, but I would like to assure you that the European Union devotion to a treaty-based international system remains and will remain as firm as ever. I would like to encourage all states parties of the NPT to work hard in these days and weeks for a successful conclusion and a substantial outcome to the 2015 review conference. The European Union stands ready to contribute to this goal that is, in these challenging times, more important than ever. I thank you very much for your attention.